I'm going to show you is called two-strand twining. And for this one, you're going to need 2 strings. So what I've got here is 2 different color strings, and it can be 2 strings that are the same color, or it can be 2 different color strings. I have them tied in a knot together, and they're equal lengths. You can see that they're about 2 arm lengths, or your size arm lengths, and that they're fairly equal in length. That's important. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to anchor on to the left-hand side of my loom, like this. Okay, just leave the knot there. And I've got both strings sitting down in front of me. I'm going to try to go nice and slow, and you can pause it at any time because this one takes a little bit of practice. So I'm on the left-hand side of my loom, and I call it leading with my left. So I'm going to pick up the end of my left hand weft, and I'm going to put it behind my first next door neighbor, in this case the second warp, and I'm going to pull it all the way through. Again, really gently, you don't want to pull too tight. I'm going to pull it through just enough, and then I'm just going to let it drop, like that. And then this red string now becomes my string on the left. Remember, we're leading with our left. So I'm going to pick up the red string, and I'm going to go to the next door neighbor over with nobody behind it yet. You're always going behind. In this case, it's the 3rd warp string. And I'm going to go behind it, and I'm going to pull it all the way through, like that, and then I'm going to just let it drop. So now the black string has become the string on the left. And I'll just keep going down, each time going behind one more neighbor over. Like that. And every time I'm picking up the left, and I'm pulling it gently through, and I'm letting it drop, and then I pick up the next one. Okay? Now, I wonder if you guys could guess with me what to do when we change directions. We call it turning the corner in weaving. Now I'm on the right-hand side of my loom. Can you guess what string that we're going to pick up next? If you guess the right-hand string, you're right. The right-hand side of the loom, returning with our right-hand string. So we're going to do what we did on the way there, but just the opposite. If something looks a little wonky, make sure you double back and just make sure that you've gone behind every string. Your eyes will get used to picking up when you've made a mistake fairly quickly. Right now we're just practicing, don't forget. So the last warp string has 1 string behind and 1 string in front. Okay, you can see? Like that. And that's how you finish a row. Good job, everyone. I'm going to do a few more rows just so you guys can see how twining looks so far. I think you're ready to learn another technique that is referred to as twill. And the Coast Salish people, of whose territory we are on now, really are experts at this particular design, and a lot of their blankets and other textiles were made with this technique. So we're going back to using 1 string. I'm going to tie a knot around my first warp string. I'm going to leave a bit of room for me to tuck it in later. There, like that. I'll just tuck it in now so we can really get a good look. So with this technique, we're going to do under 1 and over 2. Under 1 like this, nice and gentle, too tight, and over my next 2. Over 2, and then under this one again. Under 1, and over 2. But what's going to happen now is, because I'm under this string here, and I have to switch directions. So what we're going to do is, we've already gone under 1, like this. So now, I'm just going to turn this corner and go over 2. But if I did that, then I would have myself matching up to the row below, because I have an even amount of warp strings. So in this case, you have to be a little bit sneaky, and you have to skip 1 in to start the new row. Okay, so I went under 1 here. I'm going to turn my corner, but I'm also going to go under 1 here. So I'm just staggering my design. It's like using math, really. There's a lot of math involved in weaving. Okay, so now I'm going to go over 2 and under 1. And as my design starts to emerge, you guys will sort of see why you have to, each row, shift 1 more over to go under 1. Okay. And that's it. You guys have learned 3 techniques on how to weave. Do you have a favorite one? So as you can see, I've been working on my weaving a little bit more. I've decided to do a reoccurring pattern on my weaving. I finished off with a knot at the very top here on my last row, and you might need some help, or find somebody that can help you to do that. But how we're going to do finishing is turning our loom over, taking our pair of scissors, and just cutting these strings at the back. Just like that. I'm going to pull our weaving off carefully, like this. And what I've done here is I've started to tie my loose ends to make a fringe. And I'm taking every string that's beside each other and tying a nice little knot. I'm going to tie a double knot here. I think it looks nice. So now here we go. The 2 side by side, 1 knot, 2 knots. And as you can see, it's holding that last row of weaving in place and also creating a really cool fringe. There we go. This one here, 1 knot and 2 knots. Now depending on how many strings you have, you might end up with 1 extra. That's okay, you can just give it a little tie. Not bad. Yeah. I'm really happy that we had a chance to get together today and learn some weaving. I want you guys to remember that it takes lots of patience and practice, and to be kind to yourselves when you're just learning. And so from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for joining me, and I hope that we see each other soon.